episode of Tokyo Reds. We are Liverpool fans based in the land of the rising sun, and today we are in Shiba Park, that's the one. Yeah, it's Monday morning. I'm allowed to be a bit forgetful. I usually am. And yeah, it's a very nice park. It's very close to Tokyo Tower. It's next to Zojoji, both places we've been in the past. In the last episode, we were at Tokyo Tower reviewing the game against Sunderland. If you haven't seen it already, check it out. It was pretty cool. There's a bit of nature on there as well, which is always good. And yeah, so today we're going to be talking about the upcoming match against Bournemouth. Just a bit of a lowdown on them. They lost against Arsenal at the weekend, 3-1. Before that, they've also lost against Middlesbrough. They also lost to Sunderland as well, 2-1. They did beat Hull City 6-1, but you know, Hull City are pretty rubbish. And they beat Everton, but Everton are also pretty rubbish. They currently sit 12th in the Premier League, which is pretty good for them, to be fair. I don't mean that in any sort of detrimental way, but you know, fair play to them. And they've also got a couple of ex-Liverpool players. One of those is Jordan Ibe. You know, we sold him for 15 million to him in the summer. Tom, do you think Liverpool should be worried about him kind of coming back, proving a thing against Liverpool?
Oh yeah, I mean it's one of those. We were saying it the other week with the Southampton game, when players go up against their old club, yeah, that's the one. It's great to kind of prove a point. Yeah, I'd definitely say he's someone to watch. I did rate him, but once Klopp came in, some of the signings we were making, I mean, the current 11 now, you know, you wouldn't stand a chance getting first team football. But yeah, definitely someone to watch. Very useful player, very good with his runs, and he did come on a lot last season. Actually, I think it was Stoke semi-final away. Scored a very good goal, very important goal to get us to the final. Yeah, definitely someone we will have to watch. Don't think he'll be too much of a threat, but he will be a danger man, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot was said when we sold him for 15 million to Bournemouth. John, do you think Liverpool were right to sell him?
They put a buyback clause in his contract, didn't they?
Yeah.
So if he does, you know, fulfil his potential, we can buy him back. But it's always the curse of the ex, isn't it? Someone always comes back to bite the team. Personally, I think 15 million was a good price for him. I think he's worth 15 million. He did have some really good qualities, but he wouldn't really beat a lot of men. His goal return rate wasn't great, you know what I mean? He did have a lot of potential, but he was like, if you compare him to Sterling, you know, they were kind of both in the same age bracket, similar type of player. And, you know, obviously Sterling was a lot better, progressed, and I just kind of plateaued. So I think we did the right thing by getting rid of him. Maybe he'll come back in the future, but I don't know.
Yeah, I remember, you know, when we sold Sterling, like, a lot of comments on the internet at the time were like, oh, we've got Ibe, so it doesn't really matter. Where I was kind of like, he's not in the same league as Sterling, to be honest. To be fair, though, Sterling did play with Suarez and Sturridge for a long time, and I kind of didn't. So he seemed like a nice kid, and he's a good player. It's just I don't think he's at the top level, which is, you know, why he's...
I don't really think as well he had like the kind of tactical mindset that Klopp wanted. Yeah. You know, he didn't really have the awareness. He was kind of just like your standard right midfielder. Yeah. You know, he was kind of like a Pennant or something like that, where...
He's better than Pennant.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But kind of like, I don't want to say one-trick pony, but he was really good at just like coming up the wing. He had a good speed and maybe crossing it in. But he didn't really bring enough, I don't think, to what we want. It's like more dynamic how we play now, and he just wasn't dynamic.
Yeah, another Liverpool player they've got is Brad Smith. I think it was 6 million we sold him for. Australian left back, did play a few times for Liverpool. He made his first start actually for Bournemouth the weekend against Arsenal in a 3-1 defeat, and he got subbed, so not the best game for him, to be honest, but it's a difficult game to start, you know, in your Premier League season with. Any thoughts about Brad Smith?
I mean, I saw a bit of him last season. I remember the home game against West Ham in the FA Cup. It was 0-0. Klopp put out pretty much second 11 for it, but I remember Brad Smith really impressing me, and I think he got a lot of applause from the Klopp, the same, yeah, both Klopp. Sorry, I'm a moment there.
It's Monday.
Can you edit that out? But no,
no.
He was a good lad, and yeah, I didn't see enough of him, but again, he looked like someone who had potential. But But like Jordan Ibe, I think the best thing at the moment for those players, because they're not going to get in our first 11, if they want to develop and they want to be playing in the Premier League, go to a side like Bournemouth. And again, no disrespect to Bournemouth, but because they're going to be stars at a side like Bournemouth, and they're probably going to play every week. That's going to help them develop. And like we were saying with Jordan Ibe with the buyback clause, if they do come on, you're always welcome back to Liverpool. I don't think he'll be too much of a threat. I think he'll be useful, but again, I don't think he'll be too much of a threat this weekend. So.
Yeah,
it's interesting, isn't it? Because it's almost kind of paradoxical, because you do want these kids to go out to lower league sides to improve, but they're training with lower league sides. So how do you expect them to get to that level if they're not training at that level? So if you go to say Bournemouth, or even if you go to League One, they're only going to get to a standard, if that, you know what I mean? So because they've got to train with all the other youngsters at that team, and it's difficult for them to actually get to that level that they need to be. So yeah,
I completely agree. We loan so many players out, and you think how many of these loanees that we've loaned out have actually come back and done a job. I can't actually think of any, to be honest. So it is kind of you might as well just sell them and hope for them to have a good career. And I remember when we played Southampton in the cup, we won 6-1, and I'm pretty sure it was that game. He put a really good ball in for Origi to score. Absolute beast of a ball. So he's got a good left peg on him. And I think he has got a decent future. But we'll have to wait and see what happens to him. But wish him all the best, just not in this game. So who else should Liverpool be? Jack Wilshere does bring to mind. Who else should we be worried about?
I'd say Jack Wilshere. I'm going to say Stanislas. Sorry.
Good attempt.
Having a shocker. I've got to teach him now. For me, Wilshere, I don't think Wilshere's a great player. I think with Arsenal, people thought he was better than he was, and of course, because he's a local lad, he was a bit of a legend there. But actually, his ability, he had his moments. But he's probably the one to watch, though. For me, he's the one. If we can close him down in the midfield, I think Henderson, Chan, I think they'll take care of him. But he's the one who'll create plays. He hasn't got a bad shot on him, but due to his injuries, I don't think he'll be. I'd say. He'll be restricted. He will be very restricted in this game, but he's the main danger man for me.
Yeah, I mean, there's also Callum Wilson. He knows the way to goal. Do you think he's going to be a big player for them in this game?
Probably. He's always a danger. I just can't see it. That's the problem. That's the biggest problem. I just can't see what they could do that all the other teams.
It's not a problem.
No, I know that, but it only takes one moment to kind of change the tide of the game. But I just think we've just got so. It's kind of it's almost like a tsunami. It's just a constant barrage, and nobody seems to be able to handle it. So I don't really think Bournemouth have anyone who can handle it either. And going back to Jack Wilshere, he's kind of just like an Andy Carroll, basically, like the midfield version of Andy Carroll. He had a lot of potential, but decided to get pissed a lot and throw it all away. So it's you made your choice, mate. Now you're at Bournemouth. No offense to Bournemouth, maybe, but but to be fair, I like what Bournemouth are doing. He's trying to develop what we did years ago, develop a youth team basically and bring it up. I mean, it didn't really work for us, but good luck to them. But I don't think they've got anyone that we should be majorly concerned about.
Yeah, fair enough. I like I said, I do really rate their manager, Eddie Howe. I think he's a beast. And I do think he definitely should be the England manager in my opinion.
They play good football. That's the thing with Bournemouth. He gets them. At least he tries to win games, so you can always respect that. Not like some Sunderland, ex-Man United, ex-Everton managers who don't really want to win anything.
Yeah, that's it. It could be their downfall against us, man, as they actually do play a bit too much football against us, and we've got too much for them. So there's a highly likely that Coutinho and Lallana are not going to be in this game. It's sort of 50-50 for Firmino and Sturridge aren't going to be in this game. Let's say if Coutinho and Lallana aren't playing, who starts up front?
If Coutinho and Lallana
and Sturridge and maybe Firmino.
For me, Mane and Origi. And go for two up front then. Switch the system. Yeah. Origi, obviously, he'll be on a high after the last game. Mane, I think this good game's the strength that he brings, and of course pace we saw at the end of the Sunderland game. I would say stick them to Van Alden, not as a front three, but kind of playing just behind them as attacking midfielder. That's what I'd go for.
Yeah, fair enough. John?
I'd say, so if Coutinho's missing, just Coutinho or Coutinho?
If Coutinho, Lallana, Firmino, Sturridge, if they're all out.
So I think it'll work kind of like a conveyor belt. So it's kind of like you've got Milner, Wijnaldum. Is he on the left or on the right?
Wijnaldum plays in midfield.
But anyway, so you've got like, let's say you've got Milner, Wijnaldum, Coutinho. So basically Wijnaldum goes forwards, Milner goes forwards, then Moreno comes on at left back.
Okay, yeah.
Something like that. And then if Firmino isn't playing, maybe Grujic may finally get a start. I don't think he will. Or yeah, I'd like to see Grujic because I really want to see what he's got. Or you may get Kevin Stewart, but just with Klopp's, like from what you've seen from all his games, he's going out. He doesn't want any chances. He's going to win. So yeah, I think Moreno will probably start, and Milner will get pushed further up the pitch.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Sorry, a bit of a technical issue there with batteries, but that's okay. We're back, which is good. So yeah, I think like if the worst case scenario, if everyone is injured and we just got Origi, then we might have to go for like a 4-2-3-1. Sort of the back line by itself. I would go for Origi up front and then sort of Moreno, Wijnaldum, and then Mane. And I think if Milner's fit, you've got to play him at left back. But like Moreno, he's very good going forward, so you might as well take advantage of that. So like that would be like the worst case scenario for me. You know what I mean? And I think that's a fair. Well, we got enough quality to beat Bournemouth with that formation, or if not a better one, which is cool. So yeah, score predictions, Tom. What do you think?
I reckon 3-1. Yeah, I think 3-1. I think Origi, Mane, we've got goals in us. And from the midfield as well. I mean, we've got a very good midfield, and that's even minus like Firmino, Lallana, Coutinho. We've still got a very good midfield. Henderson, Van Alden, I can see getting on the score sheet. Bournemouth, I say they can get one because our defence is still quite shaky, and their ground, it's right by the sea, so you do get a lot of these like crazy winds coming in. I said last season when they beat Man United, I think 1 minute in, corner kick comes in and it's probably going towards the halfway line, but then the wind just kind of catches it. Yeah. United defence can't do anything. So I can see him getting one, but I think it'll be a comfortable victory, especially with City playing Chelsea. We know this is our chance. It's our chance to gain on one of them or gain on both of them. Klopp will be telling, just, make sure you win this and try and win it big. But
No, I think that's a massive point as well. We can potentially go top of the league with this win. John?
Yeah, I think that might add a little extra pressure to some of them as well, especially if they're not starters, But I think it's going to be 3-0. I think the back four are really starting to gel now. Hopefully we don't have to change Milner around. But even if we did, I think if we put Moreno there or whoever, I just think we've got too much for them, to be honest with you. I think it's just all about dominating the midfield, and we've dominated the best midfield in the league, and I don't really think. I just don't think Bournemouth have got the players that are needed to beat us.
Yeah, fair
Or
enough.
score.
Yeah, fair enough. I think worst case scenario, if it's just Origi, it's a 2-1 win. If Firmino's also fit, we'll probably win 3-1. If Coutinho's also fit, we'll win 4-1, and if Lallana's fit as well, we'll win 5-1. I just think each one of those players is worth a goal, in my opinion, and like. We'll win at the end of the day. We got too much for him. I respect Bournemouth. I respect Eddie Howe. I think he's done a fantastic job, and they are a cool little team. But I just think we got a lot too much for them in the end. So let us know what you think the score prediction is. Put it down in the comment section below us, and if you've liked the video today, drop us a like. And yeah, give us a share as well. Tell people on Facebook and Twitter who you think would be interested in this video. Tell people who you don't think will be interested in this video. And yeah, we'll see what happens. And yeah, all the information, of course, will be scrolling up and down the screen. And we will see you after the game. So come on, Reds. Happy days.